Would you believe that a goat can go up against 2 ferocious rhinos and come out unharmed from the fight? As wild as that might sound, goats are indeed capable of pulling off such unthinkable gigs from time to time. Although they are commonly seen as victims in an attack, these creatures do not hesitate to challenge even the mightiest of predators in a fight. But does this fearlessness bring glory or doom to the goats? We're about to find out. In this video, we will show you 15 unthinkable moments when goats fought incredible battles and shocked the world. So let's get started. Number 15. Goat versus Bull. When a goat switches to attacking mode, they do not hesitate to go against a contender almost twice their size. Bulls can be extremely violent when provoked, and with or without horns, they are more than capable of inflicting serious harm to their opponent. But some goats fearlessly take that risk. This clip shows a goat standing between a bull and a cow, and from the look of it, it seems the goat has been ambushed, but it soon becomes clear that the goat is actually defending the cow from being attacked. Although the bull is visibly larger and more dangerous, the goat charges at the attacker and headbutts it as a warning. The bull fights back, but with a tinge of hesitation. The huge beast is evidently intimidated by the determined goat that's showing no sign of backing off. The goat goes on its hind legs to appear larger to the hefty opponent. All these tactics ultimately force the bull to pull away. Here, the rivals are already in the middle of an intense face-off. The goat takes a moment to position itself before charging at the bull and attacking it with the sharp hooks. The bull inevitably strikes back in full rage and attempts to stab the goat, but misses closely. Instead of being scared, the goat attacks again, and this time, it gets mauled to the ground. Number 14. Goat versus Fox. Foxes are skilled in stealing the best possible opportunity of attacking a prey in their most vulnerable moment, but sometimes, goats figure out a way to change the whole game in their favor. This fox closes in on a baby ibex over a cliff, determined to hunt it down for its lunch. However, the predator fails to consider that ibex is known for their gravity-defying gait. Even this baby manages to descend and place itself in such a dangerous spot that only an ibex can dare to do. The fox contemplates to proceed any further because one misstep will take it down to its death. The attacker cautiously steps back and escapes to avoid the probable mishap. This fox invades a goat enclosure with the hopes of making an easy kill. With no one on watch, it should be seamless, but one of the goats decides to ruin this plan. A horned capra chases the fox around the enclosure, forcing it to escape through fences to avoid getting stabbed. Even after multiple tries, the fox lands with nothing except humiliation. Finally, the exhausted predator settles down outside the fence while the goats keep a close watch on its whereabouts. Number 13. Goat versus Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons are vicious predators, and almost nothing escapes their grip. They improvise at every step, which makes them unpredictable hunters. Goats are an easy meal for these predators, but some prey refuse to surrender easily. A Komodo and a goat enter in a battle, and while the fate of the goat is sealed, it is determined to fight it till the very end. The attacker slaps the goat with its strong, sturdy tail, intending to make the victim lose its balance and trip over. But the goat sustains the attack and tries to escape. However, the Komodo is remarkably fast and quickly catches up. The brutal fight continues, and even though the goat is severely injured with gaping wounds all over its body, the animal tries to hold its ground. But the attacker soon pins it to the ground and goes straight for the head to finish it off. This goat is mauled to the ground by a Komodo dragon, and there is no visible chance of the victim to get out alive from this situation. Nevertheless, the goat struggles to hold off the attacker, but the Komodo gains the upper hand in the attack. It begins to mutilate one of the limbs and gouge out its guts. As the Komodo gets busy in pulling out the insides of its prey, the goat makes one last attempt to escape and succeeds in evading an inevitable death with its sheer willpower. Number 12. Mountain goat versus mountain lion. Although mountain goats are not true goats belonging to the bovid family, they are the close relatives of the other goats that we see. They are no match against the strength of exceptional predators like the mountain lion, but sometimes a little courage and willpower can go a long way. As this mountain goat is foraging the rough terrains, it grabs the attention of a hungry mountain lion. The lion proceeds to attack it and manages to ambush the goat at the edge of the cliff. With no escape, the victim is completely helpless and faces inevitable death. Or does it? The goat finds an alternate way to get back up and around the lion, and just like that, the hunter becomes the hunted. Unsure about how to handle the situation, the lion sustains a few deadly stabs from the goat and strikes back once it regains the upper position. However, the lion quickly learns that it's not yet ready for this hunt and leaves its warrior opponent without any further provocation. Number 11. Mountain goat versus wolf. Wolves are skilled hunters with or without their packs. Whenever a mountain goat encounters this predator, the best possible way to survive is outrunning them in a chase over the rough terrain. Even though it bears no guarantee, the goats willfully take this risk every time. This Arabian wolf is chasing a young mountain goat, and the goat is determined to give a tough time to its fierce attacker. The mountain goats are expert in trudging cliffs like this, and skillfully outsmarts the wolf every time it closes in. The goat maneuvers through the crevices to avoid the attacks until finally, after an extensive and dramatic chase, the wolf lunges at its prey and subdues it. Number 10. Ibex vs. Ibex. Ibex are famous for their remarkable climbing ability and their stiletto horns. The long curved hooks they carry on their head are usually for defense and fighting fierce wars against rivals in their community. During the summers, the female ibex visits the pool frequently to stay hydrated, and a single male ibex is in charge of guarding the pool. He enjoys the exclusive rights to claim any female he wants, but to maintain this position, it has to rule out other competitors. The male climbs to the higher grounds to gain a vantage point. Soon, a fierce fight breaks out between two males, and each of them headbutt the other with their enormous horns. The intention is clear. One has to go down for the other to claim dominance, but when a third male joins the fight, no one is sure what to do anymore in this situation. The alpine ibex have a short breeding season between December and January, and the only way the males will find a mate is through fighting and proving their power and strength. The males enter into a brutal headbutting challenge. They elevate their upper body to intensify the thrust while attacking, and finally one of the challengers accepts defeat and retreats to the other end of the mountain. Number 9. Goat vs. Cow. Goats and cows often share the same habitat, and though both have an aversion towards violence and aggression, sometimes they can be at loggerheads quite literally. When a cow and a goat come face to face, the goat attempts to charge at the cow. This entices the cow to follow cue, sure to take out its smaller opponent with minimal effort and utmost ease. What came next was least expected. As the two rivals headbutt each other, the cow goes crashing down and flips sideways, failing to get back up again. With a single strike, the goat took out an animal more than twice its size and came out as a clear winner. Number 8. Billy goat vs. ram. When we speak of animals, there is no telling when a casual banter between two rivals might turn into something worse. Some fights are not fought to draw blood, but only to display power and strength. In this clip, a ram and a billy goat are about to enter into a fight, and without wasting any more time, the two contenders lock heads. They try to push each other back to make occasional halts before striking each other again. The goat charges with its head aiming straight for the sheep, and the sheep takes this as a warning sign and gradually falls back until it's at a safe distance from the insane attacker. Number 7. Goat vs. birds. Apart from the land enemies, there are hovering airborne predators that can be as deadly as the ones below. And even if the predators are not aiming for them, goats step up every time they see a danger lurking nearby without considering the consequences. An eagle swoops down from above and lands on a goat. The victim is too heavy for the bird to carry away, and as a result, the eagle struggles to get a grip over the goat. The prey starts running downhill with the predator on its back. The goat runs hysterically, paying no heed to the treacherous rocky edges, and falls over multiple times. The only intention is to get rid of its attacker. A friend joins the chase to help the victim, and eventually, the eagle loses balance and falls over as the goats run to their freedom. In this clip, a hen is seen minding its own business when a hawk attacks it out of nowhere. The predator mauls the victim to the ground and is about to make the final strike to take down the hen. A rooster tries to help its mate and evade the attack, but the predator only leaves the victim when a goat comes charging at it. Number 6. MARKHOR vs. MARKHOR. Markhors are known for their twisted corkscrew horns that form their primary wall of defense while fighting their opponents in a war of dominance. These resilient goats fight over edgy cliffs, and the key to such fights is maintaining balance and holding their ground until the other one accepts defeat. Two markhors crossing the dangerous rocky cliffs come across each other and almost immediately break into a fight. The two rivals fight relentlessly, even as they lose balance and get dragged down the hill. The clash eventually ends when one of the contenders gets pushed over the ledge and falls to its death. Number 5. Goat vs. pig. Although goats and pigs are not commonly associated with violence, an offense or some sort of disagreement might pit them against each other. The moment this goat evades the pig cage to threaten the piglets, the protective parent is enraged at the unlikely intrusion. It lashes back at the goat and tries to get a good bite off it. The goat retaliates by attempting to stab the pig, but shows no interest in inflicting any serious harm. Initially, when the goats spot the pig in their enclosure, they look confused and unsure about dealing with this situation. But soon, the two started to wrestle each other after moving in circles for some time. The goat hooks its challenger and smashes it to the ground repeatedly. The standoff continues for several minutes and ends abruptly when both the goat and the pig lose interest in the fight. Number 4. Goat vs. rhino. Rhinos are heavyweight animals of the wild, and needless to say, there are very few creatures that dares to mess with them. But goats apparently don't consider these factors when they decide to go against them. This goat single-handedly goes against 2 rhinos. It attacks the rhinos with its horns and tries to push them back with all its strength. Even though the goat is no match against their power, its courage stuns the 2 attackers. The goat kneels to prevent its underbelly from being exposed to the danger of getting stabbed, and even though it doesn't win the fight, the goat manages to push back the enormous giants. Number 3. Goat versus kangaroo. Kangaroos and goats are unlikely challengers. However, there might be rare occasions when the two can engage in a brief altercation whenever they cross paths. The kangaroo is strong and muscled up, which evidently intimidates the goat. But instead of escaping, the goat holds its ground and only does the bare minimum to avoid getting attacked. Eventually, the kangaroo darts towards the woods, and surprisingly, the goat chases it to settle the score. Number 2. Goat versus rooster. Sharing the same space sometimes can lead to inevitable fights among the inhabitants. A rooster and the goat face the same fate occasionally when the two take serious offense against each other. As the rest of the herd relaxes around, one goat gets into a scuffle with a rooster. The bird gets into attacking mode and bolts at the goat with its wings flaring to stun the goat, but the goat manages to pin down the rooster to the ground, but makes no attempt to inflict any serious damage and joins its group. This goat and rooster end up in a similar situation, but every time the goat tries to attack the rooster, the latter fly up and land on the goat's neck to pin it down. This altercation goes on long enough till the rooster decides to call it quits, but the stubborn goat refuses to let it go and chases the bird around. Number 1. Goat versus goose. Goose can be aggressive when they feel provoked or agitated. They come with their wings flaring at their opponent, but a goat cannot be easily intimidated either. Cut to the chase, this goat and goose are engaged in a tussle, and the bird is pressing against the goat with its wings extended to its full length. The goat clips the neck of the goose between its horns and tries to nail the contender to the ground. Fortunately, the goat has no intention of harming its opponent, although it has every opportunity to do so. It only wants to establish the fact that it's more powerful and proves that when it hooks the bird and smashes it to the ground. That's all for today, folks. Which of these goat encounters did you find the most impressive? Let us know in the comments down below. Plus, don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family. To get more such amazing videos, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon so that you can get notified every time we come with a new video. Have a great day, and we hope to see you soon in another exciting video.